The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon, Nail Spa and Barbershop, Tisley Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment.
Freeze. Choose your mix. Choose your flavor.
Representative for District 9 and member of the Government of National Unity, Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, has challenged the Constitution Review Commission, when it gets up and running, to touch every nook and cranny of the territory, gathering information.
Checks and balances in every country is important. And we have to make sure, like you heard it permitted earlier, that we build institutions, which we've started doing. We have to build institutions to make sure that there's trust, accountability within elected persons. It has been probably at an all-time low right now in terms of our credibility in this House. And all of us come here with one thing in mind: to help our people and to make the British Virgin Islands a better place. I think sometimes, I've said it before, I think sometimes we get so caught up in the engine of government, in the engine of the service, and the engine of making things happen. Sometimes the very people we are here to serve gets left out. And if you're going to be in here to serve people, we have to make sure we are serving them what they need and what they want. So consultation is so important. And that's why it's important that the body understands they must go all around and get the views of every single person. It must be, and feed it back, it must be collective.
He commended the move to ensure that the sister islands of the territory are represented on the Constitution Review Commission.
So, go back to 1834, where the UK had all kind of backward and forwards about the BVI constitution and what needs to happen with the BVI and the relationship. And they almost did direct rule back then, but the local persons here didn't allow it. They went against the wishes of London. And they got away with it for a little bit, until 1867, when they again kind of abolished the Constitution and imposed a House of Assembly. 1867. And that House of Assembly ran from then until 2002, when they saw no need for it. You heard the Premier speaking earlier about the advances we made when we were the ones making the laws. 1902, no council in the BVI, none. Everything came through Antigua or St. Kitts or someplace else. And that's when all the things started to happen here. And then in 1949, you had the march, and in 1950, the restoration of the Legislative Council. Now, I always found that those two houses, the one that was dissolved and the one that came back, two very different ones. The ones that left in 1902 and the one that came back in 1950 look very different. And I always ask myself, well, how do the UK really feel about this? And how those who are displaced, so to speak, feel about this? Because to be in a house back then, you had to be a landowner, like a planter. And some free slaves who were able to buy property. Like the two first mulattoes who were allowed in the House of Assembly came from the Sister Islands. The two first mulattoes came from the Sister Islands. So when I look at the Constitutional Review here, and the Sister Islands is reflected here, it shows how important the Sister Islands was even back then. Even when they start allowing the local population, so to speak, into the House of Assembly, one was from Virgin Islands, O'Neill, and one was from Joss Van Dyke. So it's good to see that we're still keeping the sister islands intact by making sure on this constitutional review, the sister islands are properly represented. That Dr. Steve Leonard, I think I saw on there, a former student. He runs the Virginia campus. He knows his history. He reads a lot. He understands where we came from as a people and where we need to go to as a people. We have work to do.
Honorable Vincent Wheatley was at the time making his contributions to the debate in the House of Assembly recently, which sought to formally establish the commission. With this JTV News Update, Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Freeze. Choose your mix, choose your flavor.
Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
Rapid growth and reliance on digital systems has opened new vulnerabilities, and additional layers of cybersecurity are required to combat sophisticated cyber attacks. Simply Secure's security management solution helps overcome these challenges. Our service includes 24/7 protection for network devices, computers and servers with automatic restoration, security audits, and penetration testing. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Contact us today.